Nobody in their right mind walks past $36,000 worth of engineering sitting on a used car lot with a $7,000 price tag. Nobody except apparently every single used car shopper in America. Because right now, there are 5 SUVs depreciating into oblivion on dealer lots and Facebook marketplace listings across the country, and the only people buying them are mechanics who actually know what's underneath the hood. These aren't beaters, these aren't roll the dice and pray purchases. I'm talking about SUVs with bulletproof drivetrains, low maintenance costs, and the kind of reliability that Toyota charges double for. And the reason they're this cheap? Badges, misconceptions, and buyers who think spending less than $8,000 on an SUV means settling for junk. After more than 2 decades of wrenching on cars, I can tell you the best deals in the used SUV market aren't hiding. They're sitting right out in the open. Let's count them down. Number 5. The 2014 Toyota Venza V6. Ask 10 people on the street what a Toyota Venza is, and 9 of them will give you a blank stare. That right there is why this SUV is one of the best deals in the entire used car market. The Venza was Toyota's attempt at building a crossover that blurred the line between a wagon and an SUV. It launched in 2009 and was quietly discontinued in 2015 because it never caught on with buyers. Not because it was bad, because nobody understood what it was. The styling confused people. It was not boxy enough to feel like a truck, and it was not sleek enough to feel like a car. So it just sat on lots, while everyone flocked to RAV4s and Highlanders. Here's the thing. Under the hood of the V6 Venza sits the exact same 3.5-liter 2 GRFE engine that powers the Lexus RX 350, the Toyota Highlander, the Camry V6, and about a dozen other vehicles in Toyota's lineup. It makes 268 horsepower. It is chain-driven, so there is no timing belt to replace. It is naturally aspirated, so there is no turbo to fail. And it is paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission that Toyota refined over years of production. This is not some experimental powertrain. This is Toyota's proven, battle-tested V6. RepairPal gives the Venza a reliability rating of 4 out of 5, ranking it 3rd out of 26 midsize SUVs. Average annual repair costs come in at $444, compared to $573 for the midsize SUV average. And the probability of a major repair is just 10%, well below the 13% midsize SUV average. A 2014 Venza LE with the V6 can be found right now for $7,500 to $8,000, depending on mileage and condition. A comparable year Toyota Highlander with similar miles will cost you $14,000 to $17,000. You are getting the same engine, a more spacious second row, and a lower ride height, which makes it easier to get in and out of. The cargo area is massive, 70 cubic feet with the rear seats down. That is bigger than most compact SUVs on the market today. If you are shopping for one, stick with the 2013 to 2015 models. Those years received a refreshed interior with the Entune infotainment system, and they are the cleanest years in terms of reported complaints. Avoid the 2009 to 2011 models, which had more reported steering and accessory issues. And for the love of everything, get the V6. The 4-cylinder is adequate, but the V6 is where the value is. Check the VVT oil line for any signs of seepage. That is the one known issue on the 2GR engine, and it is cheap to fix if caught early. Who should buy it? Anyone who wants Toyota V6 reliability for the price of a Kia sedan. Anyone who does not care about badge prestige. and anyone smart enough to realize that the best deals are the ones nobody is fighting over. Number 4. The 2014 Mazda CX-5 with the 2.5-liter engine. Simple and reliable. Consumer Reports recommends this SUV. RepairPal ranks the CX-5 at the top of its class, and yet you can still buy one for around $7,600. Try to make that make sense. The first-generation CX-5 launched in 2013, and Mazda corrected its one real flaw for 2014. The base 2013 model came with a 2.0-liter engine that made 155 horsepower, and honestly, it felt like trying to merge onto a highway on a bicycle. For 2014, the Touring and Grand Touring trims got a 2.5-liter Skyactiv G 4-cylinder producing 184 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque. Not a rocket ship, but more than adequate for daily driving, highway merging, and mountain passes. Here is what makes the CX-5 special. Mazda kept it simple. No turbo, no CVT, no dual-clutch automated manual. It uses a traditional 6-speed automatic that has been proven across millions of miles. The engine uses a timing chain designed to last the life of the motor. And Mazda's Skyactiv engineering keeps the compression ratio high for better efficiency without sacrificing longevity. Annual maintenance costs average around $447, according to RepairPal, which is lower than the CR-V, lower than the RAV4, and lower than the compact SUV class average of $573. Now here's the kicker. A 2014 CX-5, touring with 90,000 miles, is going for $7,000 to $8,000. A same-year RAV4 with comparable miles is $12,000 to $14,000. That is a gap of $5,000 to $6,000 for an SUV that costs less to maintain over time. The CX-5 depreciates like Mazda owes it money, but it runs like Mazda owes it nothing. When you are test driving, take it on the highway and feel for hesitation between 45 and 70 miles per hour. If there is a shudder, check the motor mounts. That is a known issue on some early models and runs about $400 to fix. Also pay attention to the paint around the rear wheel, wells, and hood edges on 2013 to 2014 models. Some had minor paint adhesion issues in humid climates. Look for bubbling or peeling. Inside, check the infotainment screen for delamination. It is not a mechanical issue, but it tells you how the car was cared for. If you are the type of person who keeps a car for 150,000 to 200,000 miles and wants the lowest possible cost per mile, the CX-5 is your vehicle. It handles better than anything in its price range, sips gas, and repairs are straightforward and inexpensive. Number 3, the 2015 to 2016 Nissan Murano. I know what you are thinking. A Nissan with a continuously variable transmission? Hear me out. The third-generation Murano that launched in 2015 is not the same vehicle as the older Nissans that gave the brand its reliability reputation problems. Nissan redesigned this thing from the ground up, and what they delivered was legitimately close to a luxury SUV experience at a mainstream price. The interior has what Nissan calls zero-gravity seats at all 4 outboard positions, and I am not exaggerating when I say they are some of the most comfortable seats I have ever sat in under $50,000. The design, the materials, the ride quality, this is a vehicle that was competing with the Lexus RX and Acura RDX when new. The manufacturer's suggested retail price on a 2016 Murano Platinum was over $44,000. Today, a 2016 Murano S with reasonable miles starts around $7,450. That is over $25,000 in depreciation on a vehicle that Consumer Reports rates as more reliable than the average car from the same model year. Under the hood sits the VQ35DE, a 3.5-liter V6, producing 260 horsepower. The VQ engine family has been on Ward's 10 Best Engines list multiple times. It is smooth, powerful, and proven across decades of Nissan and Infiniti vehicles. Owners report reaching 140,000 to 150,000 miles with nothing but routine maintenance. KBB owners give the third-generation Murano a reliability rating of 4.7 out of 5. Now, about that continuously variable transmission. Yes, it is a continuously variable transmission, and yes, older Nissan continuously variable transmissions had issues, but the Xtronic unit in the 2015 to 2016 Murano features D-step logic, which simulates gear changes and keeps the engine at optimal revolutions per minute for varying conditions. It eliminated a lot of the rubber band feel and droning that plagued earlier designs. Is it a bulletproof traditional automatic? No, but with proper maintenance, specifically regular transmission fluid changes every 30,000 to 40,000 miles, these hold up well. If you are shopping for one, check that the transmission fluid has been changed on schedule. If the owner cannot provide records, walk away or negotiate hard. Also check for any anti-lock brake system warning lights. Some 2015 to 2018 Muranos had a recall involving the anti-lock brake system actuator pump and a potential brake fluid leak onto an internal circuit board. Make sure that recall has been addressed. It is a free fix at any Nissan dealer. The Murano is not for everyone. It does not have a third row. It can only tow 1,500 pounds. And the styling is polarizing. But if you want the closest thing to a luxury SUV experience for under $8,000, this is it. Nothing else comes close at this price. Number 2, the 2013 Acura RDX. This is the one that makes me shake my head every time I see the prices. In 2013, Acura completely redesigned the RDX. They ditched the turbocharged 4-cylinder from the first generation, which was thirsty and problematic, and replaced it with a 3.5-liter V6, producing 273 horsepower. That engine is the Honda J-Series V6, one of the most reliable 6-cylinder engines ever built. It is the same engine family found in the Honda Pilot, the Honda Odyssey, and the Acura MDX. It runs on regular gas. It uses a timing belt that needs replacement at around 100,000 miles. But that is a known, scheduled maintenance item, not a surprise failure. The transmission is a 6-speed automatic with paddle shifters and a lock-up torque converter. No CVT, no dual clutch, just a smooth, traditional automatic that shifts cleanly and lasts. Cars.com owners rate the 2013 RDX 4.4 out of 5 for reliability. Here is the absurd part. When new, the 2013 RDX had an MSRP starting at $36,615. Today, a 2013 RDX with 120,000 to 140,000 miles can be found for $7,000 to $8,000. You are getting a luxury crossover with leather seats, a power liftgate, heated seats, a 10-way power driver's seat, and Honda engineering for the price of a 10-year-old Nissan Rogue. Cargo space is impressive too. The RDX offers 76.9 cubic feet with the rear seats folded, which beats virtually every compact luxury competitor. The rear legroom is surprisingly generous, even more than the Cadillac SRX, a physically larger vehicle. When inspecting one, check the oil level and condition. The J-Series V6 is reliable, but it does consume a bit of oil at higher mileages. It is normal for it to use a quart every 3,000 to 5,000 miles past 100,000 miles. That is not a defect, just something to monitor. Next, check the headlights. RDX headlights are known to dim over time, and replacements are pricey at the dealer, but reasonable from the aftermarket. Finally, if it has the technology package, test every screen and every button. Early Acura infotainment systems can develop glitches, and replacing the head unit at the dealer is expensive. This is the SUV I tell people about when they say they want something nice but can only spend $8,000. You are getting Honda's legendary reliability wrapped in leather seats and a luxury badge. The only reason it is this cheap is that nobody cross-shops a luxury brand when they are browsing the market under $8,000. That is their loss. Number 1. The 2013 to 2014 Hyundai Santa Fe with the 3.3-liter V6. This is the one. The SUV I put at the top of this list because pound for pound, dollar for dollar, there is not a better value in the used SUV market under $8,000. I need you to understand something before I explain why. I am not talking about the Santa Fe Sport with the 2.4-liter four-cylinder. That engine had well-documented issues involving rod-bearing failures and excessive oil consumption across certain Hyundai and Kia models. I am specifically talking about the third-generation Santa Fe with the 3.3-liter Lambda 2 V6. Different engine, different story entirely. The Lambda 2 3.3 V6 is the same engine family Hyundai uses in the Genesis, the Kia Cadenza, and the larger Kia Sedona minivan. It produces 290 horsepower, runs a timing chain instead of a belt, and has none of the bearing or oil consumption problems that plagued the smaller Theta 2 four-cylinder. It is naturally aspirated, straightforward to service, and proven over hundreds of thousands of miles across multiple platforms. RepairPal gives the Hyundai Santa Fe a reliability rating of 4 out of 5, placing it second out of 26 in the midsize SUV class. Average annual maintenance cost is $515, still below the midsize SUV average of $573 and well below the all-vehicle average of $652. The probability of a major repair is just 10%, compared to 13% for the midsize SUV class. A 2013 or 2014 Santa Fe Limited with the V6, all-wheel drive, and third-row seating can be found right now for $6,500 to $8,000. That is a 7-passenger, V6-powered, all-wheel drive SUV with leather seats, a panoramic sunroof, heated seats, and a touchscreen infotainment system for under $8,000. When new, this vehicle had an MSRP of $38,000 to $42,000 depending on options. And here is the detail most people miss. Hyundai's original powertrain warranty is 10 years and 100,000 miles from the original purchase date. If you find a low-mileage example from 2014 or later, there is a real chance you still have some warranty coverage remaining. No other manufacturer at this price point offers anything close. When shopping, make absolutely sure you are looking at the full-size Santa Fe with the 3.3 V6, not the Santa Fe Sport with the 2.4 four-cylinder. They are different vehicles. Check the VIN to confirm the engine. Test the all-wheel drive system by turning to full lock in a parking lot and driving slowly in a circle. Any binding, any clunking, walk away. If it is smooth, you are in business. Check the third row seat mechanisms. They take a beating in family vehicles. And look at the brake pads carefully. These are heavier SUVs, and owners who do a lot of city driving tend to chew through brakes faster. Who should buy it? Families. Period. If you need 3 rows of seating, V6 power, and all-wheel drive for under $8,000, nothing else on the market competes. Nothing. The only SUVs that offer this combination at this price are older, higher mileage, or significantly less reliable. The Santa Fe gives you space, power, features, and durability that should cost twice what you are paying. The only reason it does not is because the badge says Hyundai instead of Toyota. So there they are. 5 SUVs the market is sleeping on while buyers fight over overpriced CR-Vs and RAV4s with 150,000 miles. The Toyota Venza with its Lexus-grade V6 that nobody remembers exists. The Mazda CX-5 that depreciates like it has a disease, but runs like it was blessed by the reliability gods. The Nissan Murano that delivers a near-luxury experience for used Corolla money. The Acura RDX that puts Honda engineering inside a leather-wrapped cabin for under $8,000. And the Hyundai Santa Fe V6, the 3-row, all-wheel drive family hauler that might be the single best value in the entire used SUV market. You now know 5 SUVs you can buy for under $8,000 that most people have no idea exist. If this kind of straight talk helps you make smarter decisions, hit subscribe. I have got more videos coming on the vehicles mechanics actually trust versus the ones dealerships push, like If It Helped. I will see you in the next one.